Hi there. So I'm gonna go over the trade that I took in the morning session. In New York session, I took two trades, one buy, one sell. Both are good entries. Unfortunately, I closed my buy entry due to fear of getting stopped out, and it played really well today. And it was so bad in the morning. My entire mindset was collapsing, and I was used to talk kind of a lot of um, words which is not supposed to talk in front of the cameras, and I have to rectify that mistake in future. I'm not supposed to use the words. I have to mindful of that. And yeah, pretty much it's a fine day. I uh, I'm coming back to break even. I make uh, and I also grow my account from break even to 1% today. It's a fine trade. It's not something complicated. I can go over it step by step. So from the weekly, this is GBP USD Forex. This is a weekly time frame. So this is going to be the weekly high. So price when I was in the morning, it was somewhere around this place. So wait, I just targeted weekly high. Mm. So this is the weekly high, right? This is the weekly high. Just mark out the weekly high. Um, After 2 days was completely bullish. This is a weekly low. Price failed to take the weekly low and start to expand higher. This is the last fair value gap in this swing. This is in 4 hours. It's pretty much respected, but failed to close below this. Failed to take this low. Instead, it's went a higher low. Flipped its fair value gap. Start to expand higher to this and this target. Once it flipped, it's going to be done clear. This is a low resistance. This is going to be the first, and this is going to be the second target. That is what happened today. So in H1, what about in H1, bro? In H1, so in H1, what happened? When I was in the morning, there is a current swing which we have right now. So um, after sweeping all the stall price kind of fell down all the way towards this fair value gap, which is a 15 minutes fair value gap. I will show you later. So here, what happened here is just a good push to the upside, come all the way down. This liquidity has been taken. Price just tap the respected the M15, go all the way up, flip this fair value gap. Once it get flipped, what we can expect? Obviously, the weekly high. This fair value gap clearly get flipped. So once it get flipped, it's clearly acted as inverse and pushing the price towards the high. In M15, it's even clear. It's a clear bullish curve, bullish swing, and the price. Give me a sec. One more thing. Price London low, sorry, London high, Asia high, every high has been swept, and this liquidity, everything has been swept. So, so there is only thing which left, which is a weekly high. But in the morning, I was not aware about these things. If I aware, I might look for some sort of sell model, but the sell model only worked after this weekly high taken. Mm, okay. Mm. So in M15, what happened here? It's a clear push to the upside. After clears out this highs, price chinter low, failed to make a higher high. It's kind of low resistance liquidity, and it start to sell off all the way down towards this discounted fair value gap in M15. In this fair value clearly holding the price after sweeping the sell side. Start to expand higher. Flip the recently formed seller's fair value gap. Clearly flipped it to the upside. And usually we know for one thing, sure. So if there is any swing, if you have any kind of travel gap like in the premium or in the very discount, if it flipped, it most probably acted as inverse. So it's obvious, right? This is a lost travel gap in this swing. So once it gets flipped, the probability of acting as inverse is higher. So that's what planned in the morning. So this is the lost travel gap that got inverse. In M15 it's get inversed, and it's, yeah. So this value clearly inversed in M5. What happened here? This is the last swing, right? After flipping this in M5 also, the value gap clearly get flipped. Once it get flipped, this is the current leg. What happened, bro? This fair value gap clearly get flipped, and this is the swing which flipped the fair value gap, current swing. And I do have two fair value gaps, and this tiny little fair value gap in M5, the tiny little fair value gap in M5, not this one, holding the price, pushing higher towards the weekly high. I aware about this fair value gaps in the morning. Like it's in the inside. It's inside the inside what? Inside the inversion candle, and it's reached the breaker as well as the fair value gaps in M5. In M1, what I got is it's a clear market maker buy model. So once this is a current swing, right? So please keep on coming lower. It's just a retracement. It's just a clear accumulation plus retracement. Come all the way towards the breaker, align with these fair value gaps. Once the price reach this breaker and this fair value gap, once you get tapped, what happened? Low, high is the last formed fair value gap, right? It's the last formed fair value gap. Tiny sweep, very tiny sweep, structure shift with big displacement. So this is where I entered my first question, put the stop at the low. And the major mistake that I did in the morning, I due to FOMO, I executed my second question inside this premium fair value gap. That was the major mistake that I did. Actually, this is my market maker buy model. Sweep, structure shift, big displacement. So most probably price come and tap this breaker, or else it's just keep on going higher. I pretty much entered my first question here, so there's no point entering the second question here. I just wait for the pullback to happen exactly at the breaker or this big or this fair value gap. That what I need to do. But this is where I entered my second question. And third question is around this range. Like once the price approaches this fair value gap, I executed my third question. And exactly at this point, I was like bit confused since I identified it. Yes, it is a tiny sweep, but it might. I was a bit confused. Yeah, it's a tiny sweep. I understand that, but if it is a equal low, price might come low, right? Just the liquidity from the left has been taken, and it's kind of lost high getting swept. It's the fair value that holding the prices kind of ran through, and this fair value keep on holding the price. So why don't we look for, and if I didn't saw that. If I saw that London and Asia high has been taken, I most probably go for a short for some point, not a very big short. I like to see some sort of short positions at least to this point. So I was a bit confused, not that confident. That's the reason why once the liquidity has been swept with big displacement, this flipped and this clearly get flipped. So I was not confident. I just closed it. The point is I closed my position somewhere around this point. The difference between this and this is just 1.4 pip, bro. Just a matter of 1.4 pip, I afraid and closed my all positions, and it stopped me out, and it's hurt me a lot in the morning, bro. I was literally out of my mind. It's from this to this, it's literally 0. Not 1.5 pips difference. So the optimum stop loss where I can put is this is a breaker, right? This is a breaker, this is a fair value gap. So I can keep my stop at this point. This is gonna be the optimal place where I can keep my stop. But I wasn't ready for that to put. So once the fair value getting flipped, I was not confident. Once inside this retracement, I closed the position, close all my positions. So one more important thing is if it is bearish, if it is equal lows, this this fair value gap, right? This is a big displacement fair value gap. It should supposed to hold and push the price lower at least to this low, right? But what happened here is this low is continuously getting protected. It's just stopped here, start to pulling back towards this fair value gap, and that one clearly broke and displaced So this is where I need to re-enter, but I was not aware about that thing. I was not very aware. I knew for a fact that once it get flipped, it's obvious this and this is gonna be the target. I knew that, but I was not that confident. So even though if I close my positions due to this candle, I can re-enter, like this low is continuously getting protected, and the last fire value that that holding the price now get ran through. So it's again told me one thing, like it's still valid. So it's kind of close below but failed to displace. So if it's a dumb play, bro. If it is a bearish model, most probably once it get flipped, most probably this family are holding the base and take out place of this low, right? If it is equal low, it's a sweep actually, but if it is equal lows, most probably it's holding the price and sweep the lows. But it didn't happen. It's just flipped to the fair value gap. We can enter the position here, put the stop at the low, targeting some higher prices, targeting the flip of the fair value gap. Once it gets flipped, you can be very confident. So this is where I entered my positions and exposed due to fear. And I reassess my entries. And I was like, no, it's kind of bearish model, like a shift flips, it's keep on holding the price, it's a sweep. So once I see this structure shift, like it's not actually a sweep structure shift, bro. It's kind of not even flip the fair value. It's a lost found fair value, it's not even get flipped, right? But what I did here is I went for a short. Once I see this structure shift with this fair value gap, I entered short here, put the stop at the high. Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? It's a pure dash and flipping, dash and hopping, bro. It's not something I like doing. It's not even sweep the high. It's not even flip the recently found fair value gap. If the model is valid, it should give the reaction. That reaction should flip the fair value gaps. I was like super confused, bro. I entered my sell position and it stopped me out. And it's keep on going higher, clears out the weekly high. So the first entry was a obvious failure. No, it was a success, but I was not made anything out of it. I just closed it due to fear. So next, once the price uh sweep the week sweep the weekly high, I was bit I was bit interested in go for short again. It gets sweep here. I like to see the structure shift plus this, but it didn't. It's keep on going higher. It clears out the first high. Once it clears out the first high, what happened here is it's instantly flipped this level up with a big displacement candle. So this is where I execute my first position. This is where I execute my first position and I close my positions here. And in M15, it's gonna be the first leg. This is gonna be the second leg. Structure shift. Was the fair value gap, and this is the breaker. So I was very confident since the weekly high has been taken. I execute my limit orders here, put the stop at the high, targeting these lows. This lows, like this is my final target. This is going to be my first target. But unfortunately, my target hasn't hit. My 2 to 2.5 ratio has not been hit. It's the last fair value gap inside this swing. Keep on holding the price, pushing higher towards this high. In M15, M5, it's gonna be very clear. So yeah, bro. This is the weekly high. Once it gets swept, it's print the first leg, sweep, structure shift with big displacement fair value gap. And inside this range, I execute my limit orders. It's executed. I close my position somewhere around here inside this fair value gap. This fair value gap keep on holding the price, pushing higher towards this high. Once this high has been taken, now it starts to sell off all the way towards this low. My TPs. So if I holding this position, it's gonna be the loser. I close my position due to the PNL, not due to the model. According to my model, I should hold my position at least to this point. It's not even 1:2. It's 1:1, 1:1.5, I guess. But it's a clear model like sweep, structure shift, clear fair value gap, and execute my limit orders, put the stop at the high, close my positions here. Very, very quick take profit. And once this high has been swept, now let's give the structure shift. So according to higher time frame, this is the first leg, this is the second leg. Once it has been swept, big displacement, structure shift, keep on going lower all the way towards this TP, which I set in the morning session. So this was everything in the GBPUSD Forex. Now we move towards the Futures, futures also the trade which I planned played really well. Beautiful sell off. So the thing is, price inside the price. So for the past couple of months, price keep on going higher, clean uptrend. Once the price entering this, it's not going to hold, I know, but it's kind of give some good reaction. So it is extremely premium fair value gap in this swing. That fair value gap getting respecting in daily time frame. This is the daily fair value gap. Once the price approaches this point, it's keep on get rejected. So we can expect some lower prices, right? So in 4 hour, so in 4 hour, the recently formed every highs has been swept. In 4 hour, this is gonna be the change in the state, right? Recently formed highs, everything has been swept. Price entering the daily fair value gap, and this is the structure shift. Come all the way down, printing the clear equals, bro. Structure shift, come all the way down, printing clear equals, go all the way up towards this point. Start to sell off. It's a clear market maker sell model. Why the hell you need to buy here? So in H1, it's the same. Liquidity has been left taken. Structure shift, big displacement, come all the way down. Printing the liquidity here, engineering the liquidity equal lows inside the daily, sorry, 1 hour fair value gap. Go all the way up towards this M15. Here there was a fair value gap in M15. It's keep on respecting. There is no fair value gaps here. It's this is just a replacement. This is the real move. And in M15, it's very clear, bro. Just give me a second, just mark the 1 hour. Uh, for for the clear understanding, I just mark this 1 hour. This is the 1 hour fair value gap aligned with this liquidity pool. This is gonna be the clear liquidity pool, right? One, two, three, four, clear liquidity, bro. Why the hell you gonna buy here? Only reason I went for a buy is nothing but price took the yesterday's low, sweep the yesterday's low, and tap the daily, sorry, 1 hour fair value gap and start to expand higher. That's the reason why I tempted towards buy and targeting the since the overall time frame since the overall market is bullish, so expecting the daily high the target. Everyone is expecting that, but I was a bit confused since I identified this thing. So there is a H1 fair value gap aligned with these liquidities. Clear, clean liquidity, bro. So in H1, it's clear, right? So this is the last manipulation candle to the upside, structure shift with big displacement, printing the liquidities, go all the way up. So in M15, what happened here is after engineering the liquidity price go all the way up to this fair value gap in M15. This is the fair value gap in M15 aligned with this breaker. And you can clearly see one thing, right? Price failed to close above this fair value gap. And this M15 fair value gap continuously getting respected. And this is where and it's not only fair value gap, but also situated above this liquidity. So these are the engineered liquidity. Once the price clears out all the liquidity with this movement, it's engineered the liquidity go all the way up, and this liquidity. On this entering this fair value gap, I was bit when I was in the classroom, I understand one thing, like it's a clear, strong bullish move, and I want to see only one thing. If the price goes above this fair value gap, I can expect the price to reach 1, 2, and 3. This is gonna be the target for sure. But once the price stopped here and bringing up to the upside, once I identified this fair value gap just getting respected, this candle failed to close above. I was totally into this totally into the sell since it's gives the structure shift. It's hunting the liquidity, entering this fair value gap. Once it's entering the fair value gap, it's failed to close above. It's start to reverse its direction. So M5, it's very clear. M5 this is the last swing. This is the last manipulation candle. Structure shift, and it pretty much flipped this fair value gap. This guy and this guy. Every guy has been Not been flipped here, bro. It's not flipped. It's continuously holding the price until this point. So yeah, once the price reached M15, the last manipulation candle to the upside, it's clearly closed below. Last up close candle closed below. So this is the structure shift, and this is the fair value gap in M5. So this is where I executed my position, put the settle stop loss at this point. And due to my micromanagement, it stopped me out here. So it's a clear model, bro. It's clear market sell model. Once it entered the M15, it's clear success shift with big displacement, this travel area, not holding the price, but this swing high continuously getting protected. This optimal stop loss area where I used to keep my stop loss, where I can trust the model. If the price reach that point, most probably my model going to be wrong. So I might be wrong. So I should reassess and everything and analyze the price action again. So here, structure shift, it's not holding, but the high tendency getting protected. It's go all the way up to this point. Fell to close. My stop loss was exactly at this point, bro. I keep my stop loss at this point. Price just one tick away. I keep my stop loss at this point. Price didn't approach my stop. When I was in the gym, I just set my entry and stop loss. I went to the gym and once I'm back, it wasn't approach my stop, but I just closed it manually due to fear, not due to fear. It's not. I don't have any words to say. At this time, I was not in the market. That's why I'm not closing it. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. And this time I was in the market, so I just micromanaged it and it started me out. So it's a clear structure shift. Keep on holding. Big sell off, hunting all the engine liquidity. Not only hunt the liquidity, keep on going lower and lower. So in 1 minute, I can explain the trade in even further. This was the trade that I was very much interested in taking trade. This is the last fair value gap, and this is the last swing, which made inside the M50. Last swing with last fair value gaps. 1, 2, 3. Once this fair value getting flipped, I entered my first position here, and I was in the classroom. I entered my first position. I executed pretty much 4 lots here, and according to me, this is going to be my TP1 inside this exactly at this fair value gap. I should close my I should take partials and keep my entry to break even. That's my game plan for the day. Inside this range, I should close my partials and set my entry to break even. My initial entry was my initial stop loss was at this point, and I wasn't closed my position here. I closed my position somewhere around here. I knew that it's a break. It's a clear swing, big displacement. The parallel gap that holding the price now got ran through, flipped, and this probably are getting flipped. So it's most probably holding the price towards downside. I knew that, and a high time frame also seems super bearish. Um, uh, Besides the morning price action was completely bullish. So it's just a retracement, bro, just to hunt this liquidity. And once the price entering this range, it start to react. According to the reaction, can execute my position. This was my first entry, and second entry is inside this range. Once the price entering this point, I execute my second position. Here, it's a dump. It's a once it flipped, I entered my first position and I closed my position, not with profits like 100, 120, 130. I'm not sure what my profit. I shouldn't close. I should close here. At least take some partials, but I didn't due to some silly mistakes. To be honest, I don't have. I'm not learned how to set stop. I once I type. Sorry. Once I press the button, it automatically set stop loss and take profit for me. I can drag up and down. But the point is, like, I don't know how to set limit order, and I don't know how to take partials. I don't know a lot of things. So that's what I need to learn first of all before trading the market, especially futures. Mm, yeah, I set my stop at this point, bro. It's come all the way up. When I was in the gym, it's come all the way up to this point, but not get approached. It's sell off again and again come all the way up. So once I done with my gym, I walked back to the bus. So that time I had planned to open my lap once I reach my home, but I didn't. I deviate the plan. I just opened the lap when I was in the college again after my gym time. I opened my lap. When I opened my lap, it was again pumping up, kind of displaced. So I micromanaged my position, my stop loss from this point to this point. Still, this this high didn't get taken today, and this high where initially my stop was there wasn't been taken. But unfortunately, just because I was in the market at the time, I see this big displacements. I was not confident. Like it's kind of sweep plus excessive. It's kind of closing above. I Once I see this, I move my stop loss to this point, and got stopped out here. I moved my stop loss to this point. I got stopped out somewhere around here, and I lost somewhere around $250 today. Kind of worst thing, I kind of changing my dragging up and down my stop here. That was not advisable. That was not something I should do as a trader. Once I set my stop and target, I don't have any access to touch anything. I should wait and watch, otherwise just close the laptop like today and just walk away. Because this will happen, bro. This is just one tick away. When I was in the market, when I saw after the gym time, it's like it's it's almost my stop, but it's didn't execute it. Again, price come all the way up, but again it's not get executed. It's again turn its direction towards downside, bro. If I just hold the trade, if I just not doing anything out of it, it would be a break even day. But I didn't. But the model is beautiful. But the model is beautiful. Once I identified the rejection of the M15 candle, once I identified the M15 family of respected. Once I identified the flip, I entered. I'm not even wait for the structure shift. Once it flipped, I entered. I should kept my stop at this high. If I kept my stop at this high, it's a risk free, like not risk free, it's a stress free. There's no price reach this point. And one more thing, it's a clear structure shift, clear flip. It's a clear model, bro. You can trust this model, but I didn't. I wasn't. Uh, and my stop loss level also pretty good. So I just once this is the last value gap that's flipped to the downside, right? So I don't like to see any price close above this range. So I keep my stop at this point. So that's here. It's pretty much I approach my stop, but it's not executed. It's one not even one tick, bro. It's below one tick. That's it. Fine day. And I didn't make anything out of it today. I can see that as of now I am down $100 in my futures account. Mm, First day is a fine day. Tuesday, Monday, I guess 462. Tuesday, kind of gambling, switching direction up and down, flipping my directions, and I lost some profits. I make some profits and I lost some profits end of the day, and I keep on losing for the past 3 days. Tuesday, I lost 326. Wednesday, I'm just shorted like today. It was completely bullish market. I just shorted in 15 seconds. Actually, after stopping out, after I got stopped out, price literally gives my entry pattern and in 1 minute and start to flush all the way towards downside. But I was not in that time. I was just a bit outside. And it's just 15 seconds and it's not worked. Just a single candle and it's failed. It's just $18 and I just executed only one lot. Today it's pretty much kind of gambling today because I'm not follow my rule. I just um randomly put some contracts like 5 contracts without I understand that it's a pure market maker sell model. I have strong conviction, but I kind of executed with very big lot, like 5 contracts, big risk. Keep my risk at the very high, so it's not something good. I kind of not in a good mood in the classroom, so I should avoid trading in the classroom. So but I didn't. But I executed like a lot of trades, bro. It's kind of seven damn trades, almost 3 to 5 trades, and it's everything was losers, and I lost pretty much. And I closed one position in yeah, you can see right here, right? So what it's 129, 13, 91, 32, and I lost to 80. Last trade I lost to 80. Before that I lost 40, 49. So overall I lost. I'm down $100, bro. In June 12, I'm down pretty much. I'm not in overall equity. I'm not down much. I only lost $500. I'm up almost $500 in the beginning. In the first second day, I was up $500, but in the future, I just lost everything. Now overall equity balance, I'm not down much. It's kind of where I kind of see the equity. Mm, so yeah, so I don't know how do I see. So I can see here. So my balance, is 49,80 for 49,899. So I'm down only $100 in my 50K account. But the worst thing is my maximum loss limit is only 1,400 since I lost 300, 500, $600. Yeah, 500 to $600 in the last 3 days. So due to my last three losing trades, I only have $1,400 buffer in my max loss limit. So once I lost down 1,400, I pretty much reached the daily, sorry, overall loss limit, and I might fail the challenges. So it's just only I only traded 4 days. First day is fine, 3 days it's not bad, it's not that great. I kind of this day is purely gambled. I don't know, copy the trading. This day, mm, still I even though I do have conviction and things like that, but my contract allocations, my entry, my trade management is not that great. I first of all I did need to know I need to learn how to take partials. That's major most fundamental thing. So yeah. So overall equity I'm only down $100. So but when it comes to daily loss limit, sorry, not daily. When it comes to overall loss limit, I was like $600 down. So I had to make it back. But what is mean by make it back is I have to make some $200, $300 to boost the daily loss limit. Since the daily loss limit is only 4,400, so I'm not supposed to risk too much. So that's it, bro. It was super fine. Sorry, top stuff. I guess it's really good. Fine. Everything you can understand and identify in a very clear picture inside this date, inside this, sorry, in this in these portfolios. You can clearly see everything. I kind of mumbling. I don't know why I'm going and talking like this. Okay, fine. It's almost for 34 minutes, so I don't want to drag on much. Peace.